You're listening to Paradox Eclipse Theory, and this is the Winter Soldier in Gotham. A soldier with a shattered mind walks its streets, and something inside him is whispering commands that do not belong to this world. If you're ready to descend into this blend of sci-fi terror and superhero horror, smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who loves stories dipped in shadow. Drop a comment below. Your support keeps this channel alive and invites more tales from the void. Now sit back, dim the lights, and listen closely, because Gotham isn't the only thing being hunted. The first thing he hears is dripping water. Not rain. Rain has rhythm. Rain is soft. This is heavier, slower, like something breathing through the pipes above him. He feels the cold metal floor under his cheek before he even opens his eyes. Smells rust, oil, rot. Then, burning circuits. His circuits. He opens his eyes. The ceiling of the abandoned steel factory looms above him, crossbeams blackened by decades of smoke and neglect. A dead light fixture swings gently like something pushed it a moment before. His metal arm twitches on its own. No, reshapes. A brief distortion ripples down the plating, like metal remembering a shape it hasn't taken yet. He tries to sit up. Something inside his head whispers. Not a voice, a signal. Wake. He grips his skull and forces himself upright, breathing sharp, uneven breaths. His brain feels scraped raw. Half memories flash behind his eyes. HYDRA restraints, white rooms, screaming, gunfire, then static. Like something rewrote him and didn't bother cleaning up the mess after. He doesn't know how he got to Gotham. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do here. He only knows one thing now. The signal is back. Metal boots scrape across the catwalk above him. He freezes. His instincts take over before his thoughts do. He slides into shadow, breath shallow. He almost doesn't hear the second sound, the soft rustle of fabric, not metal. A man's voice, quiet, steady, too calm for a place like this. You're awake. His muscles coil. He recognizes that voice instantly, though they've never met face to face. Gotham whispers it like a threat or a prayer. Batman. Bucky clenches his fists, trying to hold the metal arm steady. It twitches like an impatient animal wanting out of a cage. Stay where you are, Batman says. Can't, Bucky mutters. I'm not even sure I'm the one moving. He feels Batman's eyes before he sees him. A silhouette detaches from the shadows, cape folding like wings. The cowl's white lenses fix on him, unmoving, evaluating, clinical. But there's something else buried in the stare. Recognition. Fear? No, Batman doesn't fear him. Batman fears what might be inside him. You've been killing, Batman says. The words hit like ice water. No, Bucky snaps. No, I didn't. But images stream into his mind faster than he can push them away. Flash cuts, bodies arranged in spirals, blood pooling into geometric shapes. HYDRA geometry, but wrong, mutated, alien. And every memory shows the same metal hand leaving the same cold signature. His hand. Batman steps closer. Your movements match the assassin seen across the Narrows. You're faster than the cameras can track. The bodies were arranged with intention. I didn't do that. You don't remember doing that. Those aren't the same thing. Something pulses behind Bucky's eyes. A low vibration, like a subwoofer buried in his skull. The metal arm reacts, plates folding open, revealing unfamiliar patterns underneath, like circuitry grown instead of built. Batman sees it. That calm voice drops a few degrees. What did HYDRA put in you? Nothing, Bucky growls. Not this. This thing. It's new. It came from the signal. What signal? He hesitates. The whisper inside him expands, a coil tightening. Complete mission. Initiate mapping. Bucky grips the arm to stop it from unfolding further. I don't know, he says. I woke up here. I heard HYDRA code, but it's corrupted, scrambled, like someone spliced something into it. Batman lowers the tension in his stance. Barely. You're being controlled. It's not control. Bucky lifts his head. His lips tremble. It's possession. The factory lights flicker. For a moment, every bulb glows an unnatural shade of blue, then bursts. The sound echoes like gunfire. Bucky flinches. The whisper becomes a command. Move. His body lurches forward. No. He digs his boots into the floor, trying to root himself, but the parasite isn't interested in mercy. The arm jolts upward, palm open, fingers stretching into shapes that shouldn't exist. It's no longer human engineering. The geometry is too perfect, too fluid, too hungry. Batman glides down from the catwalk, cape flaring. Fight it. Bucky grits his teeth, trying. His own hand grabs his throat, squeezing. His vision blurs at the edges. His knees hit the floor. Let go, he rasps, clawing at the metal fingers. Batman moves fast. A batarang slices the air and strikes the metal wrist. The arm releases instantly, only to pivot, reshape, and fire a bolt of raw kinetic force that tears a crater in the concrete beside Batman's boots. The recoil sends Bucky sliding backward. Don't come near me, Bucky coughs. Batman doesn't listen. The Dark Knight charges, sidestepping the next discharge of distorted energy. He grapples Bucky's metal arm with a reinforced gauntlet that screeches against the twisting alloy. Your mind is still in control, Batman says. Anchor to something real. I don't have one. Then use mine. The words land harder than any punch. For a second, the parasite falters. The arm freezes mid-shift, suspended between attack and hesitation. Bucky slams his back against a pillar, gasping, sweat pouring down his temples. The signal inside him hisses. Resume mapping protocol. The city is ready. Bucky grips the arm to stop it from unfolding further. I don't know, he says. I woke up here. I heard HYDRA code, but it's corrupted, scrambled, like someone spliced something into it. Batman lowers the tension in his stance. Barely. You're being controlled. It's not control. Bucky lifts his head. His lips tremble. It's possession. The factory lights flicker. For a moment, every bulb glows an unnatural shade of blue, then bursts. The sound echoes like gunfire. Bucky flinches. The whisper becomes a command. Move. His body lurches forward. No. He digs his boots into the floor, trying to root himself, but the parasite isn't interested in mercy. The arm jolts upward, palm open, fingers stretching into shapes that shouldn't exist. It's no longer human engineering. The geometry is too perfect, too fluid, too hungry. Batman glides down from the catwalk, cape flaring. Fight it. Bucky grits his teeth, trying. His own hand grabs his throat, squeezing. His vision blurs at the edges. His knees hit the floor. Let go, he rasps, clawing at the metal fenders. Batman moves fast. A batarang slices the air and strikes the metal rest. The arm releases him instantly, only to pivot, reshape, and fire a bolt of raw kinetic force that tears a crater in the concrete beside Batman's boots. The recoil sends Bucky sliding backward. Don't come near me, Bucky coughs. Batman doesn't listen. The Dark Knight charges, sidestepping the next discharge of distorted energy. He grapples Bucky's metal arm with a reinforced gauntlet that screeches against the twisting alloy. Your mind is still in control, Batman says. Anchor to something real. I don't have one. Then use mine. The words land harder than any punch. For a second, the parasite falters. The arm freezes mid-shift, suspended between attack and hesitation. Bucky slams his back against a pillar, gasping, sweat pouring down his temples. The signal inside him hisses. Resume mapping protocol. The city is ready. Bucky's voice cracks. Bruce, it's inside me, and it's using Gotham as a doorway. Batman's hand rests briefly on the pillar above Bucky's shoulder, a silent vow. Then tonight, he says, we slam that door shut. The factory goes dark, and the signal inside Bucky wakes up completely.
The dark feels heavier after the lights die. Not empty, alive.
like something big just took a breath and is waiting to exhale. Bucky feels the air pressure shift first. His skin prickles. His metal arm heats, plates rippling like something is trying to crawl out through the seams. He forces himself to breathe. Batman stands a few paces ahead, barely visible, only a silhouette framed by scattered moonlight bleeding through cracked windows. But Bucky hears him move, quiet, deliberate, grounded, a human anchor in a place that keeps trying to pull him under. The whisper returns. Locate conduit. Initiate descent. Bucky's spine locks, his muscles tighten without permission. Not again, he mutters. Batman's voice cuts through the dark. Focus on me. If I could focus on anything, I wouldn't be here. You're not alone in this. A sound pulses through the factory, low, resonant, vibrating through metal beams. It's not coming from outside. It's inside Bucky's skull, humming in sync with the alien signal. His arm glows faintly, veins of light coiling under the alloy like bioluminescent serpents. Bruce, he says through clenched teeth, it's trying to move me somewhere. Then we move first. Batman taps his cowl. A faint sonar ping sweeps the factory. The map flickers across his lens. Bucky sees the reflection in a broken pane of glass. Tunnels beneath the building, maintenance shafts, old cable routes feeding Gotham's underground grid. You said it's mapping the city, Batman mutters. It's using your senses, your body, your memories. It's turning me into a compass, Bucky says, a living receiver. Then we follow where it wants you to go, on our terms. He starts toward the back of the factory. Bucky hesitates. The whisper coils around his thoughts like barbed wire. Movement acknowledged. Continue vector. Host compliance rising. A chill crawls up his spine. It knows we're going. I'm counting on that, Batman says. They descend through a rusted maintenance hatch. The ladder rattles with each step. The smell of sewage rises like warm breath from a dead thing. Bucky drops into knee-deep water. Batman lands behind him without a splash. The tunnel ahead stretches into darkness. It feels wrong. Too quiet. Too expectant. Bucky wipes grime off his face and forces his mind to stay his own. But the signal pulses harder. His vision flickers, overlaying digital symbols across the tunnel walls. Shapes he doesn't understand, shapes that burn into his brain like they've always been there. He grits his teeth. It's showing me something. What do you see? Lines, circuits, the whole sewer grid. It's rearranging it like it's alive. A distant rumble interrupts him. The water vibrations hit their boots first. Batman's jaw tightens. It's shifting the flow, Bucky asks. Not hydraulics. The rumbling grows louder, louder. Bucky braces himself as the water behind them drops, like the tunnel exhaled. Then a new wave rushes in, fast, dragging debris and broken pipes with it. Batman throws a grapnel line. The hook sparks against the ceiling and locks. Grab on. Bucky grips the cable with his human hand. His metal arm twitches violently, trying to detach, trying to leap toward the torrent instead of away. Move, Batman shouts. They swing up as the water roars under them, crashing down the tunnel like a living creature hunting for ankles to break. Bucky's boots slam into the opposite wall. He hangs suspended, dripping, heart pounding. Batman retracts the cable and lands beside him. It's hurting us, Batman mutters. Bucky laughs bitterly. Great, even the sewer water's on its side. As they move deeper, the tunnel walls begin to change. Not physically, but the way Bucky sees them. His right eye overlays shifting glyphs, as though something is rewriting his perception in real time. He stops walking. Bruce, I don't think this is HYDRA tech. Batman waits. I've seen HYDRA work. I know their code. Even modified, even corrupted, it's still human. And this isn't. No, this is older. His arm bends itself slightly, testing the limits of its shape, stretching the alloy like muscle. Bucky grabs it to stop the movement. The arm jerks against his grip. Host resistance logged. Initiating override. Pain spikes behind his eyes. Bucky stumbles.
He feels Batman's hand steady him by the shoulder. "Talk to me. It's overriding my senses, taking control of what I hear, smell, see. It wants me blind to everything except its mission." "We stop moving," Batman says. "No," Bucky growls. "If we stop, it'll just push harder." The water thickens with sludge as they press forward. The walls close in. The ceiling lowers until they can't stand straight. Pipes groan above them like old bones cracking. Then they enter a larger chamber. A circular room, high ceiling, a nexus of old power conduits and abandoned maintenance lines. Bucky's breath catches. The entire chamber is glowing in his vision, lines of light tracing every pipe, every cable, every brick. A perfect mandala of circuitry. "This is what it's mapping," he says softly. Batman scans the room. A hub. No, Bucky shakes his head. A socket. A panel of his arm opens on its own. A connector begins to form. "Bruce, move!" Batman drags him backward, just as the arm thrusts outward like a spear. The tip morphs into a shape that matches the central junction of the room perfectly. It wasn't trying to attack. It was trying to plug in. "Don't let it connect," Bucky gasps. "If it interfaces with Gotham's grid." The whisper becomes a roar. Host disobedience unacceptable. Signal anchor required. Complete assimilation. Bucky's legs collapse. He hits the floor, back arching, metal arm stabbing into the air like it's straining toward the junction. Batman leaps on top of the arm, pinning it with the full weight of his reinforced gauntlet. The alloy twists, reshaping to escape his grip. Batman digs in harder, voice low and steady. "Stay with me." Bucky squeezes his eyes shut. "It's inside everything. My memories, my motor control, my heartbeat." "Then fight it." "I am fighting it." The room hums with rising energy. The pipes vibrate, the walls tremble. Something massive beneath Gotham is waking up. Bucky screams as the signal surges through him. Batman snarls through clenched teeth as he forces the metal limb down, centimeter by centimeter. Then a different sound cuts through the chaos. A deep, resonant tone. Not from the city, from Bucky. His voice layered with something mechanical, something ancient. "I see you, Dark One," the voice says. It's his mouth moving, but not his voice. Batman stiffens. Bucky feels his own heartbeat pause. The whisper speaks through him. "The host is almost ready. Prepare for manifestation. Open the way." His eyes roll back. The room erupts in blue light. And Batman realizes, this is no longer about stopping a soldier. It's about stopping an arrival.
The blue light crawls over the walls, the pipes, the water. Bucky's own vision fractures into layers of circuitry and memory, each one twisting the other. He feels the entity inside him, coiling through every nerve, every synapse, bending his body like wire in a machine. He is fighting, but every motion, every breath, every heartbeat is on the entity's terms. Batman drops to his knees beside him, pressing a small device to Bucky's temple. Sparks scatter as the psychic dampening rig hums to life. "Focus," Batman says. "Fight it from here. Anchor to me." Bucky gasps. The signal is screaming now, louder than the roaring water, louder than the trembling walls. It wraps around him like a cyclone of sound, shapes, commands. Alien geometries push into his mind. He sees HYDRA faces, blurred and twisted, reaching for him, but overlaid with impossibly tall, faceless shadows. I can't," he whispers. "Yes, you can," Batman says, voice cutting through the chaos. "You've survived worse. You are worse. This ends tonight." The metal arm twists of its own accord. Plates separate and rejoin, forming tendrils of alien alloy. One lashes forward, smashing the rig halfway across the room. Sparks fly. Bucky screams, a mixture of human and signal. Resistance futile. Host will comply. Bucky's chest burns. He collapses to the floor, trembling. Every step of movement, every thought is a battle.
Batman drops to the floor beside him. "Name one memory of yourself that's yours," he demands. Bucky tries, throat tight. Moments before the Winter Soldier. Friends. People I couldn't save. Memories of Sam. Memories of Steve. He focuses, clings, holds on to them. The blue light flickers. The tendrils of his arm jerk, pause. The signal hisses, frustrated. Host is stabilizing. Bucky's fingers twitch, gripping the dampening rig. He feels the parasite recoil as if he's stabbing it from the inside. Images of Gotham's sewer lines, the twisted mapping, the alien architecture overlaying the city. They shrink, retreating from his mind's center. "You can do this," Batman says. "You must do this." Bucky clenches his teeth, metal arms snapping back into a roughly humanoid shape. His lips move, whispering code the entity doesn't understand, commands it never anticipated. For the first time, he is the one in control. Host asserting dominance, resistance recognized. A pulse of energy slams through the chamber, knocking both men to the floor. Water sloshes over their boots, glowing in the blue light. The ceiling cracks, pipes shudder, and then silence. Bucky opens his eyes. The alien shapes retreat from his vision. The junction of the tunnel glows faintly, dormant. Gotham's grid outside is quiet. The city holds its breath. He's breathing hard, shaking, sweat and water dripping into his eyes. The metal arm settles, inert, like a weapon returned to its case. Batman sits back on his heels, cape sagging. "You did it." Bucky exhales. "I almost didn't. It's gone?" "Not gone," Batman says, waiting, watching. "It leaves traces." Bucky swallows hard. He can still feel the faint pulse inside him, like a heartbeat that isn't his own. A warning embedded deep within his neural pathways. A whisper, faint, almost drowned beneath his own thoughts. "You were our first host. You will not be our last." Bucky grits his jaw, metal arm flexing. The commands it never anticipated. For the first time, he is the one in control. Host asserting dominance, resistance recognized. A pulse of energy slams through the chamber, knocking both men to the floor. Water sloshes over their boots, glowing in the blue light. The ceiling cracks, pipes shudder, and then silence. Bucky opens his eyes. The alien shapes retreat from his vision. The junction of the tunnel glows faintly, dormant. Gotham's grid outside is quiet. The city holds its breath. He's breathing hard, shaking, sweat and water dripping into his eyes. The metal arm settles, inert, like a weapon returned to its case. Batman sits back on his heels, cape sagging. "You did it." Bucky exhales. "I almost didn't. It's gone?" "Not gone," Batman says, waiting, watching. "It leaves traces." Bucky swallows hard. He can still feel the faint pulse inside him, like a heartbeat that isn't his own. A warning embedded deep within his neural pathways. A whisper, faint, almost drowned beneath his own thoughts. "You were our first host. You will not be our last." Bucky grits his jaw, metal arm flexing. "Then we make sure it doesn't get another chance." Batman's eyes narrow, and we make sure Gotham survives. They rise together, drenched, bruised, breathing heavy. A soldier and a detective. Not saviors, not gods, survivors. Bucky's gaze drifts to the ceiling, to the dark tunnels leading back into the city. He knows what is waiting. Somewhere beneath Gotham, something ancient and patient is still alive, still listening. But for now, he is himself. And that is enough. The rain outside begins again, light at first, then heavier. Gotham doesn't know it yet, but the streets are safe tonight. And tomorrow they fight again. Batman gestures to the exit. We move. The city never stops. Neither can we. Bucky nods, dragging his metal arm behind him like a reminder of the war he's lived. The whisper is gone. The entity is gone, for now. The shadows close behind them as they step into the night. Two hunters walking the line between hero and weapon, human and machine. And Gotham waits, silent, hungry, as always.
I wonder where you're watching from today. Gotham, maybe? Or somewhere even darker, where whispers crawl through the shadows and machines think like monsters? Drop your city and state in the comments. I want to know where the darkness still finds its way. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe before the weapons you thought were human start moving on their own. Stay alert out there, and if you ever see someone with a metal arm walking silently through the rain, their eyes haunted by things they shouldn't remember, don't approach. This has been Paradox Eclipse Theory. Until next time, keep your lights on and your mind sharper.